Welcome back to Tarot and Beyond. Today's reading is looking at your third eye and how to awaken your psychic abilities. So we have three options for you to choose from today. We have the three piles you see here in front of you, and each one corresponds to the cover image of the eyes. So group number 1 and this pile corresponds to the gray eye. Group number 2 and this pile correspond to the green eye, and group number 3 and this pile correspond to the blue eye. So select the eye or the pile that resonates with you, or multiple readings, and use the timestamps linked in the description box or pinned in the comment section below to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings. And we'll see you there. All right, hi group number 1. Welcome to your third eye awakening reading. So let's take a look at your cards and see what messages are coming through in regard to your third eye awakening. So you have integrity with Goddess Rhiannon and Amazonite. It is crystal goddess number 888. So yeah, integrity is really, really important for third eye awakening. I've spoken about this before. I do have a couple of videos on third eye awakening on my old channel, ToKittyandBeyond. I will link them in the description box. And if you are interested and you are a member or you want to become a member, there will be an adjunct video to this one that is available in the members area discussing how to actually do a third eye awakening for yourself. So I'll be walking you through the process of intuitive development. And integrity is a big part of it. We have to be in integrity with our soul to be able to activate our higher frequency bandwidths of consciousness. It can be done in other ways, but I don't recommend it, because then you're not in highest alignment with the truth, and you're not going to be resonating at a frequency that comes from the heart center. So to awaken your third eye, you do have to open your heart. It's very, very important that you do not skip that step. Otherwise, you can get out of integrity, and the truth that you're seeing may be a distorted version of the truth. So it may not be accurate. You want to make sure that you are coming from the heart, you're coming from divine love, and then bridging up into the third eye to be able to activate divine truth. Let's see what else you have. Treasure Island, number 9. Treasure Island, yes, when you open up your third eye, you will unlock untold treasures. That's what Spirit just said. And I can tell you from my own experience, awakening my third eye and opening up to, there's Kitty's just having, she's got the zoomies in the background. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm filming right now. And yeah, she's got the zoomies right now. So Kitty is for confirmation, by the way, for you guys who are new to the channel. And so she's talking about Treasure Island as well. Like when she's running around, she's getting all excited. You know why? It's because she can see things. And it's funny. Let me tell you a story. When I first started awakening my third eye, I noticed that when Kitty would react to things in the room that she'd always done, you know, I've had her for over 13 years, and cats do that, you know, they'll see something and it looks to us like there's nothing there, and they'll just start freaking out or running around or chasing something, and everyone's like, oh, cats are crazy. No, when I first started awakening my third eye, I started being able to see what she was seeing. Sometimes it's orbs, sometimes it's little spirits, sometimes it's just like little fairy beings or angelic beings and things like that are like playing with her, or that she sees and then goes after because she doesn't know what they are. So cats are very psychic, and they're very tuned into their clairvoyant abilities as well. So yeah, the Treasure Island that you're unlocking is going to be able to give you access to these expanded bandwidths of reality. That's the only way that I can really describe it. Okay, you have, I am open to love in various forms. So this is definitely speaking on what I was talking about there with integrity and the heart chakra. So being open to love is what's going to help you to awaken your third eye. And part of this is also about grounding. The flowers here are making me think of connecting to the earth. Another thing that can also help to awaken your third eye is to tune into beauty. So quite literally, one of the meditations that I used to do to open my third eye at the very beginning stages of my awakening was I would go outside and I would just meditate and tune into nature, and I would observe it. I would look for the beauty. And when you observe the beauty that is all around you, what you're doing is tuning your frequency to a higher bandwidth. And so you are opening and expanding your energy field. And as a result, you will start to see more of what is there, because it's always there. It's just, what are we able to perceive? And so the more that you can tune into beauty, the more that you can tune into nature and open yourself up and feel safe and grounded and secure, the more that you are going to unlock this love within you that completely launches you into the third eye awakening. Oh my gosh, yeah, exactly. I can be trusted. So it is opening up to trust. And I love that the hand here is green, which is again relating to the heart chakra. So you guys have a lot to do with the heart chakra. So for you guys, opening your heart is going to be the most important step in connecting to your third eye and opening your third eye and using your psychic abilities. It is really, really important that you trust yourself. You can feel safe to open up and trust, because that is what allows you to expand your frequency. If you are not in a state of trusting, if you're feeling unsafe or insecure or ungrounded, it's going to be very difficult to open your heart, and it's going to be very difficult to open your third eye, because they're connected there in that way. Oh, I love this. You have unity. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. A spiritually minded community. Wow. So unity is the heart chakra, but what's really standing out to me here is they're talking about doing the right thing for the right reason, which is integrity. So yeah, it's important that you come from a place of integrity, because that's what's going to raise your frequency. You have the Prince of Autumn, dependable, protective, chivalrous, and humorous, cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, and kindness to others. So kindness to others really standing out to me. I feel like the more that you can open your heart, the more that you can take this very loving action through the energy of compassion, love, unity, kindness, and be very, as they say in this card, meticulous about it. That is the most effective thing that you can do. That is the wisest action that you can take to unlock this treasure within. Because when you open the third eye and you have access to your psychic abilities, life becomes a lot easier. You can see more clearly, and so you can navigate with more intention and direction. You can use your free will more effectively. You can learn to trust yourself and your guides. You can learn to feel into and interpret the energy and the symbolism and the visions and whatever information you're getting from spirit. It's very, very helpful to have this as an additional skill, or not even an additional skill. It's like a base level skill that all humans are hardwired for, and we just got disconnected from it, mostly out of fear and repression. I think that this card, Unity, is actually the Hierophant, number 5. I'm pretty sure this is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant does talk about tradition. Oh yeah, compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. Yeah, so it is about tradition. So there may be something traditional that will help you to open up to your psychic abilities. It's like things that you trust because maybe you had past lives working with that type of technique or modality or religion or realm of thought or belief. You know, like for example, people who have incarnations in Egypt may resonate more to Egyptian style healing modalities or techniques or knowledge and things like that. People who have incarnated in Celtic ancestries or Catholic lineages, you know, they might resonate more to working with Yeshua or Mother Mary, or working with nature, depending on, you know, which one it is. And so there's really, like at the core of your being, there is something that will help you to feel more comfortable, and that is what you should move toward. That is where your integrity is, and that can help you to unlock your third eye. In this card Unity, they are talking about a spiritually minded community. So this could also be about getting into groups of others who are meditating or who are working on third eye awakening and things like that. Even just being in this reading today is kind of doing that. We're not actually meeting up live or in person or having that more direct one-on-one contact, but you're here and you're part of this group. And so we are all energetically connecting outside of time and space. So I get the sense that doing that is going to help to expand and open your third eye as well. And the reason being is because when we come together in groups, we expand our energy exponentially. So two people does not have like 1 + 1 in terms of energy. The energy math there is like way different. So when one person comes together with another person, it actually creates like 3 energetically, in terms of the what am I trying to say here? In terms of like the power. So it increases exponentially. It's not equivalent to just, it's like the sum of the parts. What is it? What do they say? The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Yeah. So when you have, say, like, let's say, for example, a group of like 10 people who come together and for the purpose of meditation or awakening or consciousness expansion or opening their third eye, that is going to be way more powerful than you trying to do it on your own. And so you can kind of like surf the wave of the collective power that you guys are all kind of creating and co-creating together. So for some of you, you may be kind of you may benefit from working within a community of like-minded individuals who are seeking to expand their minds, or surrounding yourself with people who already have psychic and intuitive abilities. That's going to help to activate it within your field. That's going to help to like put you on the path. And even just interacting with someone who has psychic abilities can be activating for you. And just so you guys know, I am an activator. My energy is like hardwired to activate others because I do energy work, and I am I am at soul level an activator. I'm here to awaken people. So just by coming into contact with me, listening to my voice, looking in my eyes, if you're in physical contact with me in real life, or if you just connect to the readings, you are getting activated in some way, shape, or form if your soul has consented to that, right? It's always at a higher level free will. But yeah, that's something to consider as well. And since my primary energy, well, actually my secondary energy is the third eye, my primary is the throat. I do have a lot of that energy of that psychic awareness in me, so that can really help to kind of boost you as well. I also feel like doing some heart healing is going to be helpful here for you, group number 1. That's going, like I said, it's going to help you to restore your integrity. It's going to help you to expand your heart and your frequency, and to open up to be able to trust again and to receive that energy and experience and embody that energy of unity. But there's some things that need to be closed out. There's some healing that does need to be done here. I can see that. So it's opening to love, meaning healing your heart so that you can open and trust in this way. So be open to that, and kind of come at it with a very grounded, practical approach, because that's what the Prince of Autumn is talking about. Be consistent with it, because I do feel like you're a bit cautious in the heart area, and that's why they're emphasizing the heart so heavily in this reading, even though we're talking about the third eye. So that is what's going to help you. It's going to the heart, which is the root of, the blockage, if there is one, and then expanding into the third eye once you've achieved that unity consciousness through the heart. Once you can ascend to unity consciousness into the heart chakra, and you can really tap into, feel, and embody compassion and love, what happens, and not just like regular love for yourself or another person or something in general, it's like love for all. That's what unity consciousness is. It is unconditional love and acceptance of everyone and everything. And when you can tap into that, and it doesn't mean that you have to embody that 24/7, that's the goal. But if you can tap into that in any capacity, even if it's just for a moment, you are unlocking your heart and increasing your overall soul frequency and your energy body frequency, I should say. And then as a result of that, it will make it a lot easier to stay in integrity, or at least to get into integrity, and then from there stay in integrity, and to expand and work with your third eye, because the unity consciousness is how we can open up our third eye, because the third eye is all about the truth. And the highest truth is unity. So that's why it's important. And I feel like some people try to bypass doing this work. They try to bypass the heart, and they just want the skill to be able to see psychically. They just want the additional information. They don't really come at it from a wise place. They're coming at it from ego. So you want to make sure that you're not doing that. So it's kind of like, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Get into the heart space, because then you'll be actually effective at raising your frequency and seeing the highest truth. Because yes, you can awaken some psychic and intuitive senses without going through the heart, but they're going to be distorted. You're not going to see the highest truth. And there's a high chance that if you were channeling, you might channel negative beings. If you were doing psychic readings, you might get distorted or inaccurate information that's fear-based. It's just like, it's not worth it. It's better to just do it the right way. Don't skip any steps. Come from the heart. And then when you actually do open the third eye, you're going to see the highest truth, which is love. And you're going to get the highest messages, and you're going to be able to tell the difference and discern between high frequency channeled information and low frequency channeled information. So yeah, group number 1, that's basically what I see for you. If you're interested in going deeper, you can join the membership, or if you're already a member, click over to the Third Eye Awakening tutorial video, where I go into how to walk through the steps of awakening your intuition, your psychic abilities, and working with the third eye specifically. So that is up on the channel now. And I will also have a third eye activation available on my website. So the link for that will be in the description box below. It will be a very affordable third eye activation channeled directly from my energy, using Reiki and my soul blueprint to be able to activate you and your awareness and activation of the third eye, and some channeled information from spirit as well. So you can check that out if you're interested. And if you're a soul family member, use the community board section to retrieve the coupon code to use at checkout for the discount. Okay, so thank you guys so much for being here. I love you and I appreciate you. I hope that this reading was supportive of you in your awakening journey, or that it gave you some clarity, insight, or guidance that you needed at this time. And if nothing else, I hope that you enjoyed it. But ultimately, my goal is to support you in your spiritual embodiment and empowerment journey, and to provide a safe space for you to heal and to open up to your true self. So I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your Third Eye Awakening reading. Let's take a look at your cards and find out what you can do to awaken your third eye and your psychic abilities. So you have Your Time to Shine, Ascended Master Helios, and Citrine, crystal master number 333. So citrine is a fantastic crystal to use for luck, abundance, prosperity, and confidence as well. It connects to the solar plexus chakra. So this could be referring to your ability to kind of trust yourself and feel confident in your identity and your sense of self, so that you can open up to your psychic abilities. But let's find out more information here. You have No Place Like Home. Actually, let me put this down here so that I have room for the other cards that we're going to bring in here. You have I Am Kind. Look at that snake wrapping around her hand with the flame. It always reminds me of a Kundalini activation. And No Place Like Home connects to the root chakra. So we have like a rising energy going from the root to the solar plexus, and then eventually up into the third eye. Okay. And you have, I offer words of good intent. This one feels like throat chakra to me. So we're getting lots of chakras, and they are very much interconnected with the awakening of the third eye. We have to open all of the centers, not all the way, but we have to kind of go in order, or to try and get some semblance of order to be able to awaken our chakras and therefore our psychic abilities, because it's connected to all of them, not just the third eye. But yeah, it does kind of work its way up to the brow chakra. You have 7 of summer. No more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from overanalyzing the options. And you have 8 of spring. Stress that comes from having many things happening at once. Successful multitasking and sudden events or changes. Okay. So group number 2. I feel like there's a lot of things that are going to be happening very quickly here in regard to your expansion and your ability to use your psychic abilities and to tap into your third eye. You are coming into a phase where through grounding, you are elevating yourself and expanding your awareness. It is important to incorporate good intention and kindness into this. It is really, really important. And I did talk a lot about that in group number 1. If you haven't watched that one, I would recommend it, because it's looking specifically at what we need to do to get from the lower chakras into the third eye, which is in the upper chakra systems. So if you've had any confusion or you haven't been seeing things clearly, I'm seeing that there's a massive activation of your rainbow body happening right now. Like, look at the rainbow in this card. It's beautiful. It's sparkling. It's radiant. It's coming out of, I think it's coming out of a wand or a crystal that he's holding in his hand. So I just get the sense that you guys you're stepping into your power, and you're going to stop procrastinating. You're going to be kind to yourself and others. And with this good intention behind it all, you are elevating yourself, your mind, your heart, you're moving up the chakra system, definitely, and activating in a way that is going to create a sudden change in your confidence, a sudden change in how you see yourself, and then by extension, your ability to see and to connect to the larger frequencies. Now, you may be overcoming some agitation, because I am feeling that, like, connecting to your reading, I'm getting a little bit itchy. And whenever I'm itchy, that means that there's some agitation in the energy field. And sometimes that can be stress or worry. Sometimes it can be confusion or doubt. Sometimes it can be lower vibrational energy of another nature. And so we want to kind of tune into where that is and what is being needed to resolve that. So simply ignoring it will kind of make it worse. So it is important to kind of focus on it. If you've been kind of multitasking a lot and have gotten a bit distracted from really being able to focus and hone in, they're saying that to open your third eye, it's going to be helpful to focus on one thing at a time while doing many things at once, if that makes sense. It's like, yes, you can multitask, but focus on one thing at a time while you're multitasking. I hope I'm explaining that right. It's kind of like, it's like, okay, they're showing me somebody there's a lot going on around them, but they are specifically focusing on one thing at a time, even though they know that they're about to get to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and it's all happening very quickly around them. But it's like, to be effective and the most productive, it is important to just focus on what is most pressing in the moment, and then being able to move to the next thing. So if one of the chakras is calling you, focus intently on it rather than kind of spreading your focus out and trying to do too many things at once, is kind of what they're showing me. In this third eye awakening that you're doing right now, I feel like it's happening or has happened very spontaneously. So if you've just recently gone through a third eye awakening, this may have happened very quickly, and that may have made it a little bit uncomfortable for you. So like, I remember when my third eye started waking up, it happened pretty quickly, and it happened because I went for Reiki attunement, and I was practicing, and I was in Reiki level 1 at that time. And it just completely spontaneously opened me up, and I started seeing things, I started feeling things. I was having pressure and sensations in my body, specifically in my forehead for the third eye portion of that. And it felt like a lot, and I was a little bit overwhelmed, and I was, seeing things all the time, and it was just like, So I feel like that may be some of this as well, and that's why they're saying focus on grounding, focus on staying within yourself. That is going to help you to align with the expansion in a way that feels much more safe and more comfortable, because right now it may feel a little bit uncomfortable, out of your comfort zone, and that's why there may be some agitation that is coming as a result of this, because it's like so many things are happening at once. It can be a little overwhelming, and then you can feel overstimulated basically. So that's why they're recommending grounding for you guys for sure. Doing some Reiki healing might help as well to clear some of your energy out, or doing some kind of other healing techniques that resonate with you. It doesn't have to be Reiki, but definitely focusing on what you can do to heal, because I'm getting the feeling that in your third eye awakening process, it's bringing up some stuff, and that's completely natural and normal. When we go through major awakenings of the light body or the energy body or the chakra system in general, what can happen is that as the lightness is coming online, as these things are being activated, we have to clear out what is not a resonant match to those new embodied frequencies. So fear, anxiety, stress, worry, doubts, anger, shame, guilt, jealousy, envy, all of these sort of denser, more constricted frequency of emotion, it can come up to be resolved. It can come up to be identified. And it's like it wants to come into your awareness so that you can recycle it, so that you can dispose of it. You need to expose it to dispose it, is what they just said. I like that. You need to expose it to dispose of it. So it's like shining your light on things so that you can see more clearly. And that's exactly what the third eye does. It helps you to see things more clearly. And that does mean facing them and accepting them with non-judgment. That way you can be free from them. And that's what I'm seeing with the birds here. It's like you're being free. She's got butterflies and birds. So yeah, you're definitely expanding out. Oh, look at this. In both of these cards, there's a spiral. So there's a spiral here in the moon, and there's a spiral in her hair. Let me just see if you can see that. This one's not picking up super clear on camera, but it's the same spiral. It looks like an ammonite. Ammonite are a type of water, a sea creature that is like, they existed prehistorically. And so this tells me that you're evolving. You are evolving from something ancient into what you are now in a very big way. And you are expanding, expressing, and liberating yourself. Now, another thing that they're bringing to mind here is words of good intent. So this could be using affirmations to your benefit. This could be scripting and writing them down, or this could be speaking them and saying them out loud. Specifically to yourself in the mirror can be very helpful. Quite literally, talk to yourself, guys. It's like you might feel a little crazy doing it the first couple times you do it, but once you get the hang of it, it is so healing and so helpful to your spiritual evolution. You can talk to yourself in the mirror, you can talk to yourself out loud when you're alone in other ways, or you can talk to yourself in your own head. I do all of the above, and it has significantly improved my relationship with myself. It has helped me to feel more grounded, more confident, more clear, and to see myself and the world around me more clearly as well. So that's how this relates to the third eye awakening. It is important to be in good relationship to yourself, so that when you see the truth and you open your third eye and psychic abilities, you are tapping into the highest possible frequency bandwidth, and you're not coming from a place of that lower, more constricted stress, worry, fear, doubt, etc. So be kind to yourself. I think that's also really important here. Be kind in general, but that involves being kind to yourself. And that's going to help you feel at home within yourself, and then to open up and shine, because that's exactly what's going to happen. When you open your third eye, you're going to shine, because you are activating the dimensional frequency of truth. So your truth is going to shine. You're going to see the truth of others more clearly. You're going to be accessing universal truth much more definitively, and it's going to happen really quickly. So if you guys have not awakened your third eye yet, or you're still in the beginning stages, I see this really happening fast for you guys. So that's why it's important to ground and, be kind to yourself and just focus on what you can control within you in a very gentle, graceful way. For those of you who have awakened your third eye, and this is like a next stage of it, I see that doing some light body healing is going to be very helpful. So focusing on the rainbow body, the chakra system, moving from root to crown, and then, kind of cycling through that is going to be helpful. Specific focus on the solar plexus for some of you, but all of them are important here. Yeah, you're going through a very significant transformation, group number 2. Very significant transformation, and it's all divinely guided. So pay attention to what themes are presenting themselves to you. Learning to interpret symbolism can be really helpful. They are bringing that up to me because they're showing me in this card the little bird in the background. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bird on the branch there. And this reminds me of the reading that I did, A Little Birdie Told Me, which is, connecting to and trusting your intuition. So as you expand your consciousness, as you raise your frequency, and as you open your third eye, your intuition becomes much more clear and much more direct with you. So it is important to learn to interpret the symbolism of your intuition specifically, and how you relate to yourself and to your guides, as well as that will factor into this too. But really, it is about learning your own language, because every single person has a different language. And yes, we all have a third eye, and the dominant trait of that third eye is clairvoyance, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your psychic abilities will be dominantly clairvoyant. Some people are more clairsentient, that's their prominent psychic ability, or some people are more claircognizant. It really depends on you, your specific soul blueprint, and your energy signature. That's why it's so crucial to learn the language of symbolism, because it can help you to understand and interpret your own intuition and the symbols and synchronicities that Spirit sends to you much more efficiently and correctly, accurately. And that can help you to take action in a way that's more aligned, which in turn raises your frequency higher and expands your abilities even more. So it becomes this very positive feedback loop and snowball effect where you expand, you shine brighter, you trust yourself more, you become more authentic and true to who you are at the core of your being, and then your psychic abilities expand even more, and it just goes forward and more like that. So it's very quick, very divinely guided process, and that's what the Eight of Spring, which is the Eight of Wands, is talking about here. It's very fast moving energy that once it picks up momentum, it really gains speed and it snowballs on its own. So you don't have to work quite as hard or diligently and consistently as you do in the beginning stages. There's always going to be work involved. There's always going to be practice involved. But you won't have to really dig into the nitty-gritty layers once you get into those higher frequency bandwidths as you do in the very, very, very beginning stages. And it won't feel quite so uncomfortable. So even if you do have to dig into some shadow work or things like that to really master your confidence and your trust and your intuition, you aren't going to feel quite as uncomfortable doing so in the later stages of doing this for a while. I just realized that it's a little bit off at the bottom here, so let me just move things up a tiny bit. I know that bugs me when I watch readings, and I try really hard to get them all on camera, but I can't see until I stand up and I look down. So yeah, that's a little bit better. I'm just very particular about that. I really like to have things lined up in such a way. So anyway, group number 2, I just really feel that your third eye awakening is happening quickly, that you are expanding. So they are emphasizing grounding and doing some clearing work or some energy healing, going and getting energy healing from somebody who you trust or you are called to, or doing some for yourself. You can always do energy healing for yourself, whether you're trained in it or not. It really is a natural skill that we all have, whether we have unwrapped that gift or not, whether we've learned to work with it or not. It is innate within all of us. We all have the capacity to heal ourselves. How do you think your body heals itself when you get a cut? It's the same thing energetically. So all you have to do is have the intention and the awareness to focus and direct that to where you would like to receive the healing. So if it's something to do with your confidence, then you can say, okay, I'm sending energy to my solar plexus chakra, and just focus all of your attention and energy, which is basically just, your focus. Your energy goes where focus is. Okay, wait, what do they say? Energy flows where attention goes. Yeah, Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say here is that you can do healing simply by paying attention to what you want to heal and focusing your energy there. So if it's your solar plexus, then you would focus on your stomach and you would visualize some yellow light or golden light or white light coming in through the stomach, like right into the belly button and into your being and expanding out. And you can expand it out as far as you want, or you can concentrate it in. It's really up to you. But every single person on this planet is a healer in some way, shape, or form, whether they have activated or not, whether they're connected to source or not. We all come from source, and therefore we're all creators and we can heal. So having this focus of good intent is really going to set this into motion in a very, very fast way. So yeah, stay on the ball here, stay on track with yourself by staying grounded and focused and dealing with some of this uncomfortableness. As we've gone along in this reading, I've noticed I'm feeling a bit less itchy. So even just talking about it, words of good intent, just talking about it can sometimes help to get it up and out too. So, that's what I mean. Like, healing flows where your focus goes. So focus on, with good intent, what you would like to heal, with the intention of healing it, not focusing on it to ruminate on it or to exacerbate it or to, complain about it or feel down about it. That's not going to work to heal it. That will just grow it. So you want to focus on, I am healing this right now. I have the power to create and shift this energy into an alignment with me and my third eye awakening and expansion of my psychic abilities. I have the capacity to shine my light, to feel safe doing so, and to heal myself from anything that prevents me from doing that. I am safe to move quickly. I can trust my abilities and the guidance of spirit to provide the protection, the support, and the necessary healing required to do this work for myself and to embody this new frequency of expanded awareness. So those are just off the top of my head, some channeled affirmations. Feel free to adapt them or to create your own to really resonate to the frequency that really sets off this motion, because it either is already underway and it's happening quickly, or you being drawn to this reading is setting it in motion and activating you, because I'm an activator, by the way, guys. I'm a psychic activator. So souls that are ready to activate their psychic abilities, to do spiritual healing work, or to sometimes even connecting to the Akashic records, because I'm an Akashic reader at soul level. And so I can activate you to the Akashic frequency. I can activate you to the third eye frequency. I can activate you to the Reiki healing frequency as well. So that is something that, if your soul has consented to that on some higher level, that's why you've been drawn here, because I am activating you and you're receiving that. So yes, anyway, that is what I see for you, group number 2. And if you want to go deeper, I have created, or will have created by the time this video is posted, a how-to video on third eye awakening, how to open up and enhance your psychic abilities. We're going to be going into the 7 main chakras, how to work with those to activate the third eye specifically, and to awaken your intuition and psychic abilities. So if you guys are interested in that, you do have to be a member of the channel, but either tier will get you access to that. So Soul Tribe is only $10.99. That will give you access to it, and all of the other members only videos, as well as the live events for members only, where we do personal readings and I answer your questions directly on camera. So if you guys are interested in that, I would definitely recommend it. And I also have created, or will have created at the time that you're watching the reading, a third eye activation, and that is up on my website now. It's very affordable for $11.11 Canadian dollars. To help you to activate your third eye. So I'm channeling energy, frequency, and information through that activation. It is a download that you can listen to as many times as you want to, and it will help you in this process of doing this healing, activating your third eye, your psychic abilities, and expanding your frequency. Okay, so that is what I have. Those are the resources I have available for you to assist you in this process. Later on down the road, I will have courses and things like that on intuitive development, but as of right now, those are not available yet. But if you're watching this in the future, let's say like a year or 2 down the line, check my website. There may be some courses there. Okay, so I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your third eye awakening reading. So let's take a look at your cards and find out what you can do to awaken your third eye, or what stage you're currently at. You have individuality, angel, Iahel, and labradorite crystal, angel number 444. So labradorite is very much connected to the third eye chakra, and it does help you to expand and awaken your psychic abilities. So that is something that you could be drawn to work with. If you have labradorite, using that can be helpful. I do feel like labradorite is connected to the heart chakra, the throat chakra, and the third eye as well. So it can really help to kind of bridge the gap between those. And we talked about that a little bit in group number 1 and group number 2. So that is something to look into or to study into. I'm seeing what almost looks like scarab wings here, like a scarab beetle's wings. I think maybe that even is that. I can't tell, but it reminds me of an Egyptian scarab, and the scarab is a sacred symbol of healing, regeneration, and rejuvenation, as well as it's like a holy sacred symbol of enlightenment. So I think you guys are definitely sacred beings, and your third eye is open and it's expanding even more. So I think for you guys in group 3, your third eye is already open, but it's like leveling up in some way, or it's reconnecting to some past lives or some ancient knowledge of some description that's helping you to heal. Okay, so you have come to the edge. Wow. Yeah, so you guys are really stepping a little bit out of your comfort zone here, but it's bringing you into your individuality in a very, very direct way that is helping to unlock this next level of your psychic gifts. I relate in peace. This card always reminds me of being a reader, and it's interesting that we have the Egyptian symbols here as well, especially the eye is really drawing my attention. So yeah, there's a lot of Egyptian. Oh yeah, the Amenti Oracle is an Egyptian-based oracle. So yeah, you guys are connected to some kind of Egyptian sacred knowledge at soul level. And when I see the hands here in this card, like I was saying, it always reminds me of like what I'm doing here, like doing readings and stuff. So you may be readers in this group, or you may be somebody who is called to do that. If you don't do that now, you may be called to open your third eye. And then when you do, or if you have already, you may be noticing that you're feeling drawn to working with cards or working with symbols in some way, doing psychic readings for others in some description. I follow my inner guidance, and look at that third eye on her brow. Yeah. Exactly. You guys are learning and not even learning. Well, you are learning a lot, but I see that you're expanding your third eye, and your intuition is really amping up right now. You're really seeing yourself in a new light. You may be stepping into a new role. Like I said, if your third eye has awakened recently and you're feeling called in a new direction, like to do some kind of divination work, that is divinely guided. It's aligned with you at soul level, and you can follow your inner guidance to prosperity, is what they just said. Oh yeah, and I forgot that every other reading in this set had 2 of the Amenti Oracle cards, but you guys got 3. So I again feel this emphasis on the Egyptian energy, and the Amenti, the halls of Amenti were where we would go after our death to have our heart weighed and to see if it was lighter than a feather. And if we held any judgment or regret or shame or guilt or fear or doubt or negativity in any way, then it would weigh the heart down, and we would, we wouldn't be able to go into the afterlife in that Egyptian mythology. So the key here is to open and expand your heart and release any of those negative, heavy, dense, constricted emotions, so that your heart can be very light and your individuality can really start to shine, so that you can really see yourself as you are and come to the edge and trust yourself, like following your guidance. Like let's say, for example, okay, this is what I'm getting, group number 3. Let's say, for example, you recently went through a third eye awakening, or you've been working on your third eye for a while, even, either way. And you've been kind of staying in the old status quo that worked for you before. Maybe it was an old job, or maybe it was old friend groups and things like that. And now as your third eye is awakening, you're being guided elsewhere. It's like maybe you're being guided to soul tribe family members who are going to be more spiritually advanced and can understand what it is that you are seeing or talking about. Or maybe you're being called into a line of work that is more psychic in nature, like doing readings, doing things like this. I just really get the feeling that you're being called to exert your individuality, this new expanded psychic self, by taking a leap of faith of some kind and coming to the edge by following your inner guidance so that you can achieve this state of peace that will come from being in alignment with what your soul is expanding into and becoming. Okay, let's take a look at this last Amenti Oracle card, and then we'll look at your fairy tarot. You have, I regard all altars with respect. I don't know where to, I'll just put it here. But I regard all altars with respect. I'm getting healing energy from this for sure. It's reminding me of the Empress. It's also reminding me of the Star card and Temperance. So it's like these three very divine feminine major arcana cards. And I see with that connection to the feminine, which is the receptive, intuitive principle in the self, you are connecting to this expanded awareness. This bird up here reminds me of this bird's eye perspective, which is what the third eye and psychic abilities give you. And it's not like you see everything when you're psychic, but you can see more than you would if you weren't. That's something I do want to talk about, actually, because it's coming up in this reading, and I was thinking about that the other day. I feel like if you are not, like people who are not psychic or who have not activated their psychic abilities yet, they sometimes look at psychics and think or assume that they can see everything. And that's just not the case. Like, that's never the case. The psychic abilities can give you more insight, or they can give you slightly more information, but it's still up to the individual to interpret it correctly. And that's why sometimes when I'm doing readings, they may not always be interpreting exactly accurately as they are. I'm doing my best to relay the information that I'm getting and to try and put the pieces of the puzzle together. But just because I have this bird's eye view doesn't necessarily mean that I'm seeing all of the pieces. And sometimes there are details that can fall through the cracks, especially when you're looking at it from up above. It can be helpful to see the lay of the land and the bigger picture, but sometimes when you're in a bird's eye view, it can be hard to see some of the more minute details and to really understand how those fit in together. So I wanted to mention that because I think maybe if you have just awakened your psychic abilities, or you're in the process of doing so, there may be an assumption that other psychics and things like that are the be all end all and they know everything and they're completely omniscient, and that's just not true. I'm speaking from experience here, and for others of you who have activated your psychic abilities, I really see that you've learned to respect and understand the necessary steps to not only doing healing work to be able to work with this more clearly, because you can be psychic and have unhealed wounds, and that will distort how you see things. That's really important to note as well. For others of you, this is really like being able to interpret symbolism properly. Not properly, because there's not really like a right or wrong way to do it. Everything will teach you in the long run, but being able to interpret symbolism in an aligned way and as accurately as possible for yourself and others, especially if you're doing readings for others. Okay, so anyway, off of that tangent, let's keep going here and look at the rest of your cards. So you have the Five of Winter. Walk away from dishonest associations, realizing that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness and something that's not worth the effort. Okay, so this is kind of what I was getting there in regard to coming to the edge and following your inner guidance. It's like in your third eye awakening, you may be called into a different direction. It's like walking away from things that you thought you wanted, but really don't serve you or bring you a sense of peace, like a job or a friend group or even just a relationship in general. It's like as your third eye awakens, you change significantly and your perspective on life changes and what you desire changes. Why? First of all, because you're accessing a higher bandwidth of truth, but also because you're raising your frequency. And so as your frequency changes, the things around you that once were on the same frequency as you are no longer a resonant match. And so it is important to kind of move in the direction that your intuition is guiding you to find people, situations, a job, or anything at all that will be that resonant match for you. There may be some healing to do here in regard to dishonesty, either within yourself, if you've been dishonest with yourself, or if you've accepted or believed dishonesty from other people, the third eye can help you to see the truth, right? That's what it is. The third eye resonates at the frequency of divine truth, but it, from a lower perspective, can be a dualistic truth. And that's why we have to go through the heart chakra. We have to go through the unity consciousness, which I talked about in group number 1, to activate the third eye in its highest frequency so that we can actually see beyond the duality. We can still see the truth of that duality, but we can see the higher truth as well, which comes from unity. And that is seeing all sides of it, which can give you not only the ability to really understand things more clearly, but also to find peace in that understanding. So I think that if there was dishonesty in the past, either inadvertently, internally, or externally, you're going to be able to find peace in this new direction that you're moving into, the healing that you're doing, the leap of faith that you're taking and following your inner guidance and activating your third eye in such a powerful way. You have the 6 of Spring, victory, wonderful news is on its way, smart choices that bring rewards and success and public recognition, okay? So following your inner guidance is going to lead you to victory here. It's going to put you in a position that feels much more aligned. You're going to be able to relate in peace to yourself and to others because you're being honest with yourself and your individual needs. That is what I see here. It's like if you've been denying those needs and saying, no, it's fine, I'll stay in this job, or no, it's fine, I'll stay in this relationship or this group of people, and you're not really honoring or respecting your frequency by doing that, then actually taking this leap of faith and changing your circumstances and your actions is really going to bring a lot of wonderful things your way. It's going to be a very smart choice, and it's going to lead to success and public recognition. That's what the 6 of Wands, which is the 6 of Spring, talks about here. So you're overcoming any challenges, battles, or dishonesty, or things that were out of alignment, and you're coming to the edge of your comfort zone to be able to fly off into the unknown and really, really expand and find that sense of peace. The other thing that I want to note here is that if you are called to doing this work, like doing readings and stuff like that, this is aligned with you at soul level. You may have a dominant third eye in your soul blueprint. So every soul has a different energetic signature and makeup. And some souls have a predisposition for or a dominant energy of the third eye. I happen to have this. So my primary energy is actually the throat chakra, which is my primary gift is communication. That's why I'm a speaker, I'm a writer, I'm a channel, I'm a communicator, and I'm a teacher and a student, a lifelong student, because that is the energy of my primary soul gift. My secondary soul gift is the third eye, which is divine truth. So it does give me the predisposition towards being able to see beyond what is physically in front of me and being able to clairvoyantly channel visions and information through symbolism. So if you guys have that in your soul blueprint, which I feel that you do, you are like a whole nother level of psychic, okay? It just comes naturally to you. Think of it this way. It's like everybody can play the piano, but you guys are Mozart. You just have to learn to play the piano if you haven't already. And if you have, it's about stepping up your skills and getting more interpretive and creative with it so that you can express your individuality. Now, what I'm getting at here is that if you have this in your soul blueprint, that means you're meant to be working with that in your everyday life. So for me, I was not serving my soul and respecting myself by staying in jobs that were not aligned with my psychic abilities. Like I used to waitress, okay? I waitressed for 10 years, and it was very unsatisfying for me. It was fun in some ways, but it was very unsatisfying at the soul level because it was not respecting and honoring my individual truth and my soul level gifts and expressions. So when I started doing healing work and psychic work and readings and doing the tarot and working with symbolism, it just felt so right. And I found that I was quite good at it. Yes, there's still skill development that needs to come in there, but it will come very naturally and more easily to you than it would to some others because it's in your soul blueprint. You've done this many times in past lives, and it's just who you are at like a foundational level. So it is a natural gift that you have. And by using that gift and being in alignment and expressing that, you attract to you success, abundance, notoriety, adoration, You inspire other people because you're being your authentic self. You are shining your light without reserve, and you are feeling so peaceful and joyous and content in the process of that, because it's you being free to be you. That is why it attracts abundance, is because you're raising your frequency by doing something that is aligned with you. That is why being in alignment with our soul blueprint is so important. And I used to work with clients, and I would tell them this all the time when I would do a soul realignment reading, and I would look at their Akashic record and look at their soul blueprint and see what their dominant energies were. And if they weren't in alignment with those, I could tell them right away. Even, I've never met them before, and I'd be like, yeah, I can tell that you're in lack. I can tell that you're struggling. I can tell that you're not happy with what you're doing, because your job is not aligned with your soul blueprint. So if you get into alignment with your soul blueprint and you find a job or a friend group or a relationship that reflects that, oh my God, you're going to be so much happier, and you're going to be more successful as a result. Because as you embody, so you attract. So that is what I see for you, group number 3. You are definitely naturally psychic, and I think that you're the most advanced of all of the groups that we've had today, just by nature. But also, like, even if you're in the beginning stages of this, you're advanced at soul level. So trust yourself and follow your inner guidance, because that is what's going to help you to develop and continue to expand your gifts, and eventually to be able to go public with them as well. Because that's what I'm seeing here. You're meant to go public with your gifts in some way, whether it's doing readings on YouTube like I do, or something else that I'm not thinking of. Like, it could be starting a spiritual business of some kind. But trust yourself, trust your intuition, and follow your unique expression, because it's going to be very individual to you. And if you guys want to go deeper, I have created a intuitive development third eye awakening video for you. It is only available to the members though, so you do have to sign up for a membership, but the lowest tier will still give you access. So the Soul Tribe tier, which is $10.99 a month, and you can cancel at any time, will give you access to that video on how to work with the chakra system and expand and enhance your psychic abilities, or even to begin the process of doing so. The memberships will also give you access to the rest of the members only videos that are there, as well as the live streams where I do personal readings for you guys live on camera. So there's lots of value to be had in the soul tiers. And also, if you guys are interested and you are looking for an activation of your third eye to either get to the next level, to help you to bridge the gap into this next phase of your life, or this expression of your divinity, I'm feeling specifically work here. So for those of you who are resonating to that frequency and you want a boost to help you to kind of take this leap of faith and to really step into your power, I would recommend the activation download that I created. It's available now on my website for $11.11 Canadian dollars. So very affordable, and it helps you to activate your energy body. It helps you to step into your authentic self and to awaken your psychic abilities in a really powerful way. I have infused it with Reiki, my own soul blueprint activation, as well as channeled information from spirit. So that can be really useful as well, and you will have that forever. You can re-listen to it anytime you want a little boost for your third eye. All right, so that is what I see for you, group number 3. Thank you so much for being here in the readings. I hope that this brought value to you and was supportive in your third eye awakening. So I'm sending you guys so much love and blessings and support in this endeavor and taking this leap of faith. You deserve it. You're ready and you are gifted. Trust yourself. Okay. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next reading. Bye.